Aloha and welcome to the heart of Waikiki at Royal Hawaiian Center. Love how you look. Love what you find. Love how food tastes. And love what you learn. Come share the Hawaii love. Join us at Royal Hawaiian Center. Aloha.
Aloha Vacationers. We hope you're having a wonderful time in paradise. Outrigger Resort Club by Wyndham can help you keep the fun going. Pick up a Hawaiian souvenir at our desk next to the Activities Center. Mahalo!
"7,000 years ago, the first really oceanic people came out of China, and it came out of Taiwan. 1,000 years after that, spreading through the Pacific Islands in Melanesia, even in Indonesia. Then you get to Polynesia, this oceanic country bounded by Hawaii in the north and New Zealand in the southwest, and Rapa Nui in the east. 10 million square miles, 600 times more water than this land, biggest country on earth, bigger than Russia. And it was discovered by these extraordinary people. They were the greatest explorers on the face of the earth.
These extraordinary explorers accomplished these amazing feats without the use of modern instruments, but by relying solely on an innate connection to the winds, waves, and the stars. With the passing of time and the arrival of modern ships and tools, however, the traditional knowledge and practice of celestial navigation and voyaging was nearly lost in Hawaii. But in the 1970s, during a period now referred to as the Hawaiian Renaissance, a group of men formed the Polynesian Voyaging Society to resurrect this ancient wisdom.
My own personal interest was in rebuilding what I saw to be the central object of Polynesian culture. Why central? Because were it not for that object, there would be no Polynesians today.
Raindrops, they hamper my vision, falling down in cutting incision.
On May 1st, 1976, Hokulea began her epic voyage, a 2,500-mile journey from Hawaii to Tahiti.
Hokulea, Hokulea, star of gladness, you're the happy star. Oh, Hokulea, star of gladness.
After 31 days at sea, Hokulea made landfall in a glorious arrival witnessed by more than 17,000 Tahitians. The pathway to Tahiti had been reopened, and something long dormant began to stir in the hearts and minds of all Polynesians.
It gave us a kind of hope that the beauty of our culture, the wisdom of our ancestors, could lead us out of this great deficit that we had fallen into.
Over the next 30 years, Hokulea traveled throughout the Pacific to Samoa, Tonga, Rarotonga, and Aotearoa. And in 1999, Hokulea sailed to Rapa Nui, the single most isolated landmass on the planet. 25 years of relearning navigation and voyaging reunited the great nation of Polynesia and inspired renewed interest in other cultural practices, language, dance, and traditional arts. Hokulea's ability to revive and heal is now guiding her next journey that will cover more than 46,000 nautical miles and reach over 80 ports and 26 countries around the world.
The worldwide voyage began as an idea. It came from our teachers from the past. It's about bringing community together around common values which we believe in, whether it's culture, whether it's protection of the oceans, whether it's about making sure we have mechanisms to teach leadership to young people. I mean, the journey of the Worldwide Voyage is all about learning in just infinite, extraordinary ways. Every one of us that will be participating go as students, and that when we come home, the journey doesn't end. In some ways, it just begins.
My name is Lynn Cook, and we are in the lobby of the wonderful Outrigger Waikiki on the beach. I teach a class here about petroglyphs. A petroglyph is a ki'i pohaku. Ki'i is an image, pohaku is a rock, so it's carved in stone. The Hawaiian petroglyphs were carved about 2,000 years ago, they started. When the voyaging canoes are being built, they go out to the petroglyph fields and look at the diagrams left 2,000 years ago, and they tell us how the canoe worked and what worked with it, and also how they lived. They voyaged all over the world, and they left records of things like kite fishing. The kite was woven, and the sennet line was woven very fine to fly the kite, but there was a second line that was attached, and when they would fly the kite out over the ocean, they'd jerk the first line and it would let go. The kite would continue to fly. The fishing line would fall into the ocean. So they basically deep sea fished in the ocean from the shore. This is a man on a surfboard. Our first surfboards were carved about 2,000 years ago. And this is a long line, like a long line fisherman, with multiple fish hooks. So they would surf out there, standing on their board, drop the line, and then surf back. When they couldn't net fish, or the weather wasn't right, or they wanted a different kind of fish, they could do this.
Mike's Huli Chicken was featured on an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives with Chef Guy Fieri.
So I'm here on the beautiful island of Oahu. I have driven by this place over 100 times, and this is the place that inspired me to get my own Huli Chicken machine.
Ooh, what's that?
Mike's secret sauce.
Dude, I am telling you what, this is even better than I remember it. That's right, this is the original Mike's Huli Chicken.
Check out the whole menu online at mikeshulichicken.com.
For over 25 years, Hawaiian Accessories have been designing and creating Hawaii's most distinctive collection of authentic koa wood products. We have the largest selection of original koa products available in Hawaii. Heirloom boxes, bowls, weapons, and paddles. Our exclusive koa jewelry offers unique Hawaiian designs at affordable family prices. We also carry other made in Hawaii products from several local artisans, including Niihau shell jewelry, Tahitian pearl and shell jewelry, ceramics, and one-of-a-kind items. A koa gift from Hawaiian Accessories will forever remind you of these magical islands and be cherished for generations. You'll always receive a warm Hawaiian welcome at Hawaiian Accessories. Aloha.
The art of kakao nakauhi, the art of tattooing, has been part of Hawaii ever since the first Polynesians came here. I never started tattooing to become a tattooist. That might sound odd, but it's the truth. I started doing the work to perpetuate the culture and not necessarily to be a tattooist. It's played a vital role within our society because it indicates rank for certain individuals. It indicates the willingness to sacrifice oneself to a process. And that's the most important thing is to adhere to the cultural norms and the processes that was laid back thousands of years ago. It is not the people who are in the lower echelons of society that gets work done. Quite to the contrary, it's the people who are of the highest rank that has the most work done. This isn't about you, it's about your ancestors, it's about your children, it's about everybody that comes in that line. And you're just one small part of that. To actually have somebody lying in front of you and me doing the work recreates a scene that was done for thousands of years. And for me, that responsibility is both a blessing and a burden. There's very little in today's society that you can honestly say that this is exactly how it was 2, 3, 4, 500, 1,000 years ago. With this, you can say that.
When it came to sharing aloha, there was no one better than Duke. The spirit lives on at Duke's Waikiki, in every dish and every drink. When you step into Duke's Waikiki, you're joining the celebration of Hawaii's favorite sun at the True Blue Waikiki landmark. With Waikiki Beach under your feet, fresh island seafood in front of you, and a cold cocktail in your hand, you get to experience Hawaii at its best and with all your senses. Locals love it, visitors love it, and we're sure you will too. Our menu draws inspiration from the colors and textures around us to create something we call Island Taste with Aloha style. From breakfast and lunch buffets, casual barefoot bar fare, memorable dinners, and pauhana cocktails, we've taken the best Hawaii has to offer to create a dining experience that's uniquely of our islands. Then we added one ingredient that you won't find anywhere else, the genuine hospitality of Duke Kahanamoku, 6-time Olympic medalist, legendary surfer, and Hawaii's ambassador of aloha. Duke's Waikiki, the spirit lives on at Outrigger Waikiki.
What happens when you get 3 Irish together on Oahu? $4 Killian's Irish Red. From opening time into the night, big frothy Killian's Irish Red beer, just $4 at the 3 famous Irish watering holes. Kelly O'Neill's in the Irish Rose Saloon in Waikiki and O'Toole's Irish Pub downtown. This week, the red wave of Killian's at the 3 Irish, just $4, big ones. And what else? You'll love the friendly atmosphere. Enjoy. The $4 Killian's Red Wave this week at Kelly O'Neill's, the Irish Rose, and O'Toole's.
Here at the Waikiki Beach Walk Plaza, our mission is really to promote the beauty of our culture and how we enjoy our music. Na Mele no Napua translates to music for our generations, for it doesn't discriminate whether it's the past, the present, or the future. Because it's the heartbeat of aloha, heartbeat of our people. It's a universal language and how we can share our culture with our visitors, even with our locals. And in the words of keeping it Hawaiian, keeping it local, keeping our music intact, and making sure that we can benefit by sharing this with all of our generations, from the past, into the present, into the future, It's not always just about the music, but it's one way that people and our visitors can tap into our people through the music and be able to have that relationship and build that relationship over time.
Samoan fire knife dancing is probably one of the most daring, courageous dance in the world. This is beautiful. This is what Hawaii is all about.
Just the title is it's a very big title in the islands. It means a lot to be a world champion. There's a lot of people in this world. To be the best at that is amazing feeling. My father is actually a fire knife dancer as well. He was traveling around the world doing fire knife dancing.
I started to dance in a Tahitian dance group called Toa Riva. In this dance group, everybody dances with the fire. 11 years I've been dancing fire knife dance. I love it so much that I stopped to be a Tahitian dancer and just be a fire knife dancer. Every year, actually, I try to add some new moves, like 2 or 3 moves, because if you don't add some new tricks, it's very difficult. And the other competitors are so great, so you have to keep it up too. I wish to come every year. If you want to meet the best and become one of the best, you have to compete with the best. You know?
It made me very, very proud being a Polynesian. And you need not be Polynesian to feel excited and certainly have your spirits uplifted. To see this young man, Mikaele, win again for the 2nd time in a row, that's awesome.
This year was very, very tough. It's a very good feeling. It's a good competition. Yes.
Overlooking the Ala Wai Yacht Harbor, the Chart House Waikiki restaurant has been a visitor favorite since 1969. Our menu features the finest dry-aged New York steaks, grilled to perfection, along with famous kahuku prawns and herb-crusted ahi, and complete your meal with our signature lava cake. Enjoy live Hawaiian music nightly with 2 happy hours every day. For good food, good friends, and good times, come home to the Chart House Waikiki.
A question that I often ask my students is, why do you wear all these greenery and ferns on their body? And they tend to forget that the plants give us the oxygen to breathe. Without the oxygen to breathe of the plants, there's no breath, no life, life ceases to exist. That's how important hula is to us as a way of life. Hula means to dance. It is really the poetry of the movement, utilizing your feet and your hands to tell a story.
Hula is something that's in your heart. Yeah, it's built on love, so you need to have this love.
So hula in itself is really an imitation of our culture through recounting events and bringing them back alive through dance.
You know, when the visitors see the hula, they say, wow, so beautiful. But for us, we believe that hula is life.
Everything in hula, all our chants, can tell us everything about morals, everything about ethics, everything about our daily life and how to tune into our resources and try to forget the cement jungle and the asphalt and technology. So hula is really a way of life for us in our practice. The ancient chants is a whole body of poetry, and it will always talk about the land, it's going to talk about the ocean, it's going to talk about the heavens, it will talk about things in nature, all the creatures.
Hula will embellish the chant. If it's just an oli, you just hear the voice. If you then see the hula with the chant, hula is telling the story.
Kahiko, very simply, it is the ancient form of hula, and all those noteworthy occasions surrounding that is encompassed in this movement of hula, or the art of Hawaiian dance. Hula Awana is the modern dances. There was a period where we were being influenced with instruments and hymns and songs and music. Awana literally means to wander. So we wandered away from our root of ancient perspectives.
When Hawaiians wrote, they use a lot of what we call kauna, or deeper meaning.
So if it was nighttime and I saw this bright star gleaming at me, and that's what brought us together, then that song would be about that star, but I'm actually talking about you. Back in the late 30s, early 40s, we marketed Hawaii as Polynesia, and we had this mixed bag of Pacific cultures. But now we are defining what is truly Hawaiian dance in Waikiki.
I can sit and watch a hula, and I get so into it when I watch them, you know, because if your mind and soul and heart is in it, you're going to pick up everything that they're trying to express to you.
The difficulty of that hula wasn't the performing of the hula, it's the attitude that was carried with it, because the emotions are from internal to external. But in today's hula, we tend to want to entertain, so it's more an outward type of performance. That's not what we do in our halau. Our job is just to dance, have fun, engage with the audience that way, but don't try to entertain the audience. We as the people of Hawaii are so engaged now. We are practicing more of our culture and our traditions. We are exchanging a lot of ideas. We got tons of people speaking Hawaiian again. If that's not a success, I don't know what is. At some point in time, you know, the pure Hawaiians will no longer exist. And so what we will have left is our culture, our knowledge, our wisdom, our olelo, our language. So it is a very heightened time and a very important time for us.
No visit to Waikiki would be complete without having breakfast or dinner at Hula Grill, located oceanfront at the Outrigger Waikiki. Whether watching the morning light play over Diamond Head or catching a fiery sunset, it's not hard to understand why Hula Grill is a favorite of both visitors and locals alike. The plantation-style ambiance creates a relaxed environment, but it's the food that's the star attraction. Hula Grill adds local flavors to enhance traditional breakfast favorites. Innovative pupus start any meal in the right direction. Hawaii regional seafood is the signature of Hula Grill, and the menu offers an abundance of fresh fish. Meat eaters won't be disappointed either. There's prime New York steak and Hula Grill's own Steak Kiana. The Plantation Bar is the perfect spot for cocktails and contemporary Hawaiian music. For famed oceanfront dining and fabulous cuisine, visit Hula Grill today.
Your tropical fantasy awaits you at Germain's Luau, located on a private, secluded beach 35 minutes and 100 years away from Waikiki. Meet the royal court, then get into the swing of things. Enjoy an all-you-can-eat feast. And the Polynesian Show Extravaganza will take you on a musical tour of Hawaii, Tahiti, Aotearoa, New Zealand, and Samoa. Come join us at Germain's Luau.
Aloha Vacationers. We hope you're having a wonderful time in paradise. Outrigger Resort Club by Wyndham can help you keep the fun going. Pick up a Hawaiian souvenir at our desk next to the Activities Center. Mahalo!
To welcome you here to the factory. We've been at this location here for 50 years. This year makes 50 years. As we go through, you can see it's a little cramped now, but we're going to be eventually, hopefully getting a little bigger place soon. And this is a picture of my grandfather, Sam Sr., who actually started making ukuleles as a hobby in his basement, you know, for family and friends, and eventually blossomed to what it is today. take you on a little tour of the facility. Back here is our storage area where we actually air dry all of our koa wood. Most of our wood is from the Big Island, and we don't speed up the drying process any. It's all naturally done. So it can take anywhere from 2 years up to 5, 6 years for some of the bigger pieces. And then we cut it up into the various parts. As we're cutting the pieces, we're looking at it to see which part of the instrument it'll be best for. Eventually, this will become a top or back. So they keep them all together so we get the similar grain patterns. Open it up, you get that same symmetry on both sides. This will be laminated down the center like this. Once we take it off the forms, you got your two sides there. And here you can see the grain pattern there. Each of our ukuleles has a serial number, and then we stamp the date that it was started on there. So my dad actually taught us how to check, make sure you have the right tone coming out of there, just by tapping on it. One of our employees has been working here for over 50 years. He's our final check actually, and he taps it. He checks whether it's correct or not. And he also does the fretting, and he marks off where the bridge is gonna go. The thing unique about George is that he's deaf, and he can tell simply by feeling the vibrations. So he's been working for us for over 50 years. But you know, my dad taught him in the beginning just what to feel for. Ukulele itself was first introduced to the islands by the first Portuguese immigrants that came to work in the cane fields and the pineapple fields. And with them, they brought their instruments, a few known as the machete de Braga. The Hawaiians were so fascinated by these people playing the instrument with their fingers moving up and down the scale that it reminded them of a jumping flea. And so that's what ukulele means, is a jumping flea. To us, it's very, humbling, just to see how the instrument has taken off. Just to see smiles on people's faces, We're just so happy to bring a lot of happiness to other people, Good to go.